Today I'm going to introduce you to a strategy for when it feels like you're overwhelmed with the amount of things you want to get done, or you feel overwhelmed thinking there are so many things that you are unable to do. You might have a sense of hopelessness. Hi, I'm Dr. Lindsay Trottier. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine practicing in San Diego, California, and the name of my practice is Level Acupuncture. So this exercise can be done at any time for any number of things, and you can do it regularly. I have coached patients to do this in 6-month increments, 6 weeks, 1 week. What this is it's going to help you understand your priorities, and it's going to help you identify if you can actually make things happen. You're going to want to get a notebook with some white paper and a blue pen. Why a blue pen? Color theory says that blue gets a sense of calmness and it helps increase concentration. But if you don't have a blue pen, just write in anything. It is important though that you are going to write this instead of typing. Okay, if there's some reason that you can't write, go ahead and type, but if you can write, do this in a notebook. So what you're going to do is you're going to set a timer. I usually say at least 5 minutes, and you're going to list all the things that you want to do. So let's say that you have a really long to-do list, or you have a bunch of house projects you want to get done, or you're just thinking about your summer with your family and all the fun things that you want to do. Take 5 minutes and list all of them. Let's say it's I have patients who struggle with chronic pain, chronic fatigue, and they're just feeling really bummed out that there's so many things that they want to do and they can't do it. And usually I'll ask them, well, like what? What do you want to do? And sometimes they say specific things, and sometimes they actually don't have a specific thing. They've just gotten it in their mind that they can't do things because they're so tired. Okay, so this exercise is going to help us understand what it is you actually really can and can't do, so you don't get lost in a sense of hopelessness. Okay, so let's say for me, I'm a mom of 2 kids and they're about to start summer break. So I'm thinking of all the fun things that we could do over summer, but of course I'm still working. We have some family engagements planned. We have, limited funds and time. So I'm just going to think of everything that I would want to do over summer break with my kids, and the sky is the limit. Seriously, if I want to take my kids to the moon this summer break, if that's something I feel inspired, like it would be so fun if I just took my kids to the moon, I'm gonna write that on the list, okay? But in reality, I live in San Diego. I want to take my kids to the beach. And my son said he wants to have a sandcastle competition, okay? So I'm going to put that on my list. We really like getting sushi, okay? So, but you know what's even more fun is we love actually making sushi at home. So we're gonna have, let's have a make sushi dinner this summer. I really want to get my kids in swim lessons. Okay, so I'm just listing a lot of things, but let's say, what would be really awesome is if I could take my kid to the Mediterranean this summer. Okay, so I'm gonna say trip to the Mediterranean. And my son wants to go on a 3-week road trip in the RV. So now I have a few things on my list, and my timer went off, okay? And I probably would have a lot more things. But now what I'm going to do is some of these things are pretty realistic, and some of these are a bit outlandish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a ranking system. And I usually say do this on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 would be it's very unlikely that this thing is going to happen over this summer break. 10 is absolutely 100% we can make that happen. And I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna rank these, okay? So trip to the moon, that is going to be a 1, okay? Beach, 10. is very easy for us to go to the beach. We only live about 15-20 minutes away. Not hard for us to do. Sandcastle competition. Again, we can absolutely do this, but that takes a little bit of pre-planning. So who are we competing with? We're gonna have to coordinate with friends. We're gonna have to get materials together. The weather has to be right for that kind of thing. The competition can take time, so it's not just a quick trip to the beach. You see where my brain is going? So I'm gonna rank that as an 8, okay? I really think we can make that happen, but it's not a 10. Okay, make sushi dinner. Again, that's a bit easier. All I have to do is go to the Japanese market and pre-plan, a day or two in advance. So we're gonna say that's a 9. Swim lessons. I really think that's gonna happen, but I waited too long. So a lot of them are full. It's gonna take a little bit more work. So I'm actually gonna rank that probably a 7. Okay, trip to the Mediterranean. I already have my work calendar pretty much planned, and a trip to the Mediterranean, we'd probably want at least 10 to 14 days. So when from now, May to August, am I going to find that kind of time and that kind of money to fly my whole family to the Mediterranean? Yeah, it's a little unlikely. But magic happens. So let's say I'm going to rate that a 3. And then the same thing with the 3-week road trip. Well, we already have a motorhome. It is much easier to just get in the motorhome and take off for 3 weeks than it is to fly across the world. So let's rank that a 4. So now I have all of my things ranked for the summer. And what I'm really going to focus on is things I've scored either a 6 or 7 and higher. So of course this list might be much longer, and it might be for all types of things, but you're really only going to give your attention to the things that not only you really want to do, but that you actually believe you can get done. And you're not going to pay attention to the things that rank lower. Now, I'm doing that for this summer, and summer's starting in 3 weeks for my kids. But let's say I start another summer list in October. Okay, now I have a lot more time to plan. Well, maybe that trip to the Mediterranean next year, maybe with more planning and more budgeting, that actually comes up. So now, instead of it being a 3 in May for the summer, if I make this list in October and I say, you know what, I really want to take my kids to the Mediterranean, I really want to go, I'm going to find some time and I'm going to find the money, and I have a lot more time to prepare for that. So now my belief in making that happen is much higher. That still would be a big trip and a lot of money. So let's say I rank that at a 6. Okay, do you see where I'm going with this? So you can do this regularly. Let's say it's my patient with chronic pain. They want to be doing more things that they haven't been doing. They're so tired, their body hurts, they're a bit depressed about their situation. And they're looking forward to, just cleaning the house, okay? Well, let's break it down. If they want to clean the house on their own, some of the chores they might list are like vacuuming. They might think about trimming their trees. They might think about doing a big project like a bathroom renovation. All these things, okay? Maybe for them, vacuuming is a lot more realistic and they can get that done versus trimming trees. That might be harder for them to do in their condition. So when I'm doing this with patients, we're gonna look at shorter periods of time, like 4 to 6 weeks, because I can help them make changes over that time, and then they can reevaluate their list. And this gives them a little bit of focus and a little bit motivation, and feel like they're taking steps toward building up their belief and they are getting better. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to use this. I have used it for just self-improvement projects. I've looked at my year ahead. I have looked at like professional goals, and I've used this strategy. We use it for home renovation projects, and we'll compare each other's charts. Like we wanted to put in sprinklers, right? And that was something that we thought would be easy and we could get done, and we both ranked it high. So we said, okay, we'll make that a priority. But sometimes, if you're doing this with a partner, is something that's a high priority for them and a low priority for me, well, on the average score, it's going to come down. So we're going to focus on what's a high priority for both of us. So this is a really good tool for those kinds of things in your partnerships and marriages, and your family, or whoever you're working with. Okay, so I hope this helps you with your overwhelm. I hope it helps give you some perspective, some motivation, and helps you to feel a little bit more hopeful. I will go over this more specifically with my patients. So if you want to work with me, you can reach out to my clinic, Level Acupuncture. The website is levelacupuncture.com. You can call, text, email us, and I'm excited to start working with you. Thanks, and have a great day.